How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another GG Sports
Let's
Podcast
go.
Monday night live stream. Jamie, how we doing this fine Monday evening?
It's Mondays. Mondays are Mondays, but not too bad, not too bad. We're gonna kind of dive into a little bit more of this last preseason game before heading into the next one. This preseason game in general is just kind of a bummer. There
It
wasn't
wasn't
really
very
anything.
exciting. No, not
I
at
wasn't
all.
excited at all. Obviously, again, no starters, which some people think a lot of people think that's a good idea. No starters. I still think I want starters play at least one drive. Hey, what up, Justin? What's up,
How's it
dude?
going, Justin?
What's
Thanks for
going on?
hopping in.
Hey,
Skull
Skull
TY.
TY, what up,
Hey,
dude? What's going
early
on?
tonight.
Yeah, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of that last preseason game? Because it was just uneventful. Like we said, no starters, which wasn't a surprise at all. But it wasn't even just that. Even guys like who did good the first, like there was many, like Ivan Pace Jr., Ty Chandler, Jalen Rager, and all these guys looked really good in that first preseason game, or you just saw a lot of them. And this one, there wasn't really a player that stood out big time. I mean, Ivan Pace
Right.
looked pretty good in the beginning or whatever, but then he didn't even play the whole game. Jaron Hall again didn't really get a show a lot. Um, Mullins started off pretty slow. He started looking a little bit better later on. And we're going to get into anybody who probably saw some of our videos. We are going to go into our top three winners and losers from this game that we had in our video that you might have watched. But we're just going to bring that up so we can talk about it a little bit more in depth. But Mullins looked good as far as I looked for you guys on BR. I could not find your
Were you
show.
on the website or the mobile app? Because we were on the mobile app. I'm pretty sure it's the only place they
Yeah.
stream it.
Here, Skull to you. I'll send you the link to it through Facebook moving forward here. Just so we're gonna be on there again Wednesday. It'll be during the day though, so you might be working and stuff. Hey, what up, Bob?
What's
What
going
up, dude?
on?
But yeah, we'll send you the link personally. We're doing one earlier Wednesday for 53-man roster predictions, which I do want to ask you guys some questions on that as well. But if you go to it should be on like if you go to the BR Bleacher Report app right now and you click the Vikings on there, we should be right on the homepage. I think the last time I checked.
Oh,
I
were we?
believe. I believe so.
Oh.
So you might even see us right on there. If you click on Bleacher Report, click the Vikings on Bleacher Report, our video might be hanging up on there right now. It may be. I don't know if it might be. It was on my phone.
Okay.
But yeah, either way, we'll send you a link. But we did end up posting it. We're gonna be posting all our Bleacher Report videos to our YouTube page as well, just for anybody that misses it.
And for watch hours, got to be a little selfish.
And for watch hours, just for anything, just to get content out there. Either way. Double down from Bleacher Report. That's what we're doing. But anyways,
Absolutely.
so yeah, back to the Mullins though, because Mullins started off slow, looked hot later on, not bad anyways. Though it seemed like there wasn't much from wide receivers, a lot to tight ends. I guess since we're gonna dive into this slideshow here in a second. I don't want to go too far in depth here with everything, but yeah, I don't know. Just overall, not an excited game at all. When we had to make our winners and losers list for Bleacher Report, it was kind of tough because it was like there wasn't really a lot of winners. I mean, there's definitely more losers, but at this point, you're talking about second strings and third strings, and it's just not that exciting. It's gonna be a lot more exciting once we got real game and real starters.
Sure. As it always is.
Because
like preseason seems exciting. It's that first real football. And then you get into it and you're just like, oh yeah, that's right.
Especially the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
If there's a guy like if Jaron Hall was just showing out, it'd be a whole different story. Like that's what we want. Jaron Hall's not really living up to the excitement we were hoping for going into this preseason.
And again, it's probably just who he's playing with. Like I would actually like to see him out there to start the game next Saturday with a few more of like the better second string, high third string players.
Yeah, I know. It'd be interesting as well.
Greg Joseph
was a winner.
Always a winner. Yeah. Greg Joseph always a winner.
The special teams in general was a winner. Here, you know what? Let's just pop this thing up right now and just that way.
Because I actually do really want to talk about that first one.
Yeah. So hey, again, guys, Justin Jefferson rookie card. I'm looking at more cards. I'm getting some Adrian Peterson rookie cards, I think. I was going to get some Jordan Addison, but it's still not going to be the Vikings jersey. So I'm like, we probably should wait. But JJ rookie card, just like every show. I'm going to grab some more stuff too soon, but hashtag Skull in the comments. Like the video if you haven't already. Hey, what up, AJ? AJ's in the building. What up, dude? Yeah, hashtag Skull in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, you have a chance to win this. So far, Justin is the only one who has done it. So, I mean, even if the show ends with one entry, hey,
he gets it.
We're running this thing. We're still running this thing.
Absolutely. Skull Mafia, how we doing? Thanks for hopping in. Appreciate you.
Hey, what up, Skull Mafia? Did you get your cards yet? What? You get your cards yet, Skull Mafia? Should be here shortly. Purple Gang, let's go. Let's go. I know on Bleacher Report app, that's what we're gonna bring in the Purple Gang pretty soon here on that Bleacher Report. We're definitely gonna be representing on there. Gotta be. They gotta know who we are out here, if they don't already. Of course, if anyone's watching this, whether you're watching now or later, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it big time. Yeah, because again, everybody, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we're inching up. We're getting there.
We had a nice little boost from Dave's live stream on Saturday. So make sure you guys check him out as well. It's upcoming Saturday. I think he's doing another one during the game.
Perfect, Skull Mafia. Perfect. I forgot that you won that other card recently, that other JJ. I forgot about that. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I've told you guys this already, but we're giving away this Danielle Hunter gold autograph out of 1 out of 50. If you can kind of see it here, this card's gonna be sweet. Anyways, absolutely. Back to our thing here. Boom. Oh, wait, that's not the one. There it is. All right. Subscribe. And everybody in here, Skullfest. We all know. Northeast Palace, Saturday. I don't know who else going. AJ, did you ever say, if you're still in here, are you going to that? I know you were thinking about it. I know Skull Mafia definitely is going. 100%. He's going. Justin should go. Justin definitely should go. Skull TY, I already know you're not going to make it this year, but we're going to get you out there one of these years.
Absolutely.
Skullfest, Saturday night, Northeast Pass in Minneapolis. Let's go. Home opener, just a couple weeks away. Let's get it. So we did so this is our list. So anybody that did miss the Bleacher Report that we had, we do have Lewis Scene was our first up in that game.
So I want to talk about this one because I feel like even after a game where I thought he played pretty damn well. Everyone's going to remember the touchdown, of course. You know, anytime you give up a touchdown, it's always going to be notable. But I think coming off his first game, when he got to the spot, Justin, but just wasn't able to finish the tackles, this game, he made those adjustments. He got to the spot. He got lower, sometimes too low, you know, with that touchdown that was technically you probably do put on him. But he finished off some tackles. He made some nice open field tackles on the running back and receivers. He made a really nice open field tackle on Malik Willis by the goal line, which got him his 1 sack. I saw some people saying like they didn't think his instincts were all that good, which I don't agree with because I think that's one thing he has shown, his instincts, the quickness to get to the ball, just finally start finishing those plays, which he did. I know Purple for the Win had him as his #1 winner on his list, and he said he got a ton of hate for it. And he did a whole video on why do people keep hating on Lewis Scene. You should go check that out after you're done here, of course. But I don't know. I personally thought he looked pretty good. I mean, again, we're talking about. I think a big thing is with a first round pick, you shouldn't have to be in his second season. Like, oh, he's finally starting to do this and finally starting to do that.
Right.
But at the same time, the guy did, snap his ankle in half in London last year.
Right.
Was he looking to be a starter before then? No. But I still think he's in the future plans here. I still think eventually the goal is for him to be or take over for Harrison Smith. I was going to say the next Harrison Smith, but I don't want to go too far. But the goal is for him to replace Harrison Smith most likely as soon as next season, right? So I don't know. I think you're seeing those improvements that he needs to make. And that's what you want to see from a game-to-game basis. Last game, it was getting to the spot, good, but he wasn't finishing the tackles. This game, other than the one, he finished the hits. And I don't know. I thought he looked good, and I think he still has a bright future on this team.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think other than that one play, he's obviously making mistakes. And Skull TY, you make a good point. Dude was hurt most of the year, still needs to grow. And I mean, I think it's still it was surprising for him to even come back as fast as he did to begin with. So, I mean, that's something that he missed his whole rookie season, especially from playing safety. He played a couple in special teams. So he is going to have to grow from that. Though I do also agree with people, like, he is a first round pick. You are hoping to see a little bit more sound tackling overall. But when you just look at the type of plays and what he can do that you can't teach, it definitely shows on the field 100%. I mean, he is flying around. You can see his speed. He's not afraid to try to lay a hit. So far in the first game, we didn't see it seemed like he took the worst of it. This one's, I think he had a little bit more sound tackling other than that one play, which is just, I mean, he's basically a rookie this year. I would consider him kind of like pretty much a rookie this year all over again. So he did make a rookie mistake by trying to make that tackle, especially since the defensive backfield would have been wide open. So that's what happened, was Spears was able to dodge him and then just had open field to get that touchdown. So that was the one mistake. Hey, what up, Skull for Life? What up? So that was the big one for me, was with Lewis Cine missing that tackle. But other than that, man, he was around the ball everywhere, and he's so fast, and that's nothing but positives. And maybe even if he's missing some of these tackles right now, it's like, at least you're you're trying out here and you're all over the field. So, I mean, I do think that was a game that was definitely ended up being mostly positive. If he wouldn't have missed that one tackle that went for a touchdown, I don't think there'd be a single person really questioning him in this game at all.
But even on that play, you saw the speed and aggression that he plays with to try to get to the spot. He just got a little too low.
Yeah.
And also, I remember, I think I saw one breakdown of the clip where the defensive tackle, I think it was TJ Smith, was out of position as well. And that obviously, led to Lewis Cine being the last line of defense. They're missing the tackle. Of course, again, that's what you get as a safety, or the last line of defense. You can't miss those, but.
And at least, I mean, you probably come in and try to make more of a sound, safe tackle than, try to make a huge hit.
Yep.
And then end up whiffing on. It wasn't even that he whiffed. I mean, Spears made a really good play. He pretty much hurdled Cine on that.
Right, for sure.
Even though I do think Cine was coming in, he was kind of tackling to the right. He had to aim to the right a little bit, which, I think you're going to lose a lot of momentum and power to that anyways. But yeah. So anyways, overall, I do think Cine had himself definitely a solid game. And there's not a lot of players that really stuck out in this game, but he might have been one of the only ones, because the rest of our list is pretty much positioning groups.
Right. Absolutely.
Which brings us to number 3. And this isn't supposed to be Lewis Cine. This is actually the wide receivers. We didn't see much from the wide receivers at all. I think they had 80 yards combined or something like that. If even. Yeah, Jalen Reagor didn't really come in and look at. I mean, it might not be just his fault, but none of those wide receivers came in and really stepped up. N'Keal Harry, I know a lot of people were excited to kind of see how he might look, because he's been getting tons of hype so far in training camp, but he ended up not playing with a little injury. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with him moving forward. But yeah, none of these wide receivers really stepped up at all. And we're going to get into another group in a bit here that did kind of step up in that area. But yeah, I mean, what's your thoughts on the wide receivers in this game? It didn't really make it. It kind of made it all right, who's going to be it? No one's. It wasn't all right, now Reagor for sure is going to be the number 5, or Powell's going to be the number 5. Is that we know what the top 4 is going to be, assuming Naylor goes in the season healthy or not, or he might be on IR. But after that, it's still up in the air on which wide receiver is going to look good. What's good, GG? This is Scoldger Soup. I just changed my channel name. Been attempting some gaming. Hey, let's go. Nice. Hey, drop your link in here.
What kind of games?
Yeah, what kind of games you're playing? Drop the links. We'll subscribe to you right away, man.
Absolutely.
That's what's up. We definitely, anybody out here, if anyone's trying to make content, if you're trying to do something for yourself like this or whatever, it's it's fun. It's fun. It's hard. Ooh, I play CSGO. I'm terrible at it.
CSGO, it's kind of coming back into the mainstream now. With I know a lot of the bigger streamers are playing it nowadays, so it's kind of coming back around. Do you drop a bunch of money on cases?
Yeah, do you?
See, that's another big thing now too.
I did. When I first bought that game 5 or 6 years ago, I probably spent $700 on cases.
You were getting
and then
knives?
I haven't. No, I never opened a single knife, so I've not spent a dime yet. But everybody else I know does. Yeah, I stopped. I get wrecked in that. Purple. Hey, what up, Yogi? Yogi's in the building.
I want to go back to Skull TY here. Blake will probably get cut after dropping those passes to him. Yeah, I'd heard a little bit of hype going into Blake Prohl leading up to the preseason, and he's disappointed so far. First game didn't really do much. This last game, he had a couple wide open passes, could have made a difference, and dropped them both. So
yeah,
kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, that's without Addison in there was really nobody exciting to watch at receiver. Harry was out with injury as well. Like, that was the biggest thing. Had Addison played, at least we're watching for some development.
Yeah.
We don't expect to see huge contributions out of really anybody else that did play. Maybe we're hoping for a little bit more from Tristan Jackson. He had a drop as well.
Dang, Clippy Clips.
Damn, nice.
It's gonna be so weird calling you Clippy Clips now. I have to just remember Scoldger Soup. I'll remember.
But yeah, but like you said,
he's getting ready for CS:GO
didn't really do much. Powell didn't really do much. Harry wasn't out there even. So I don't know. Yeah, what wide receiver wise, it was just kind of a meh day, And it could have been. I mean, it could be with the backup quarterback trying to be. Usually when those backup quarterbacks come in, the tight ends are a little bit safer to throw to. But maybe the tight ends were really the only ones getting open. I don't know. But receiver wise, kind of disappointing. I mean, our leading receiver in receiving yards was Thayer Thomas with 32.
Dang, and that was later in the game. Yogi, channel hopping at work. Hit them like buttons. Let's go. We appreciate you, Yogi. We appreciate you. But yeah, 1 second real quick. So Counter-Strike 2 comes out soon, but yeah, it's pretty much the most popular first person shooter for PC. Anyways, Viking football. So I agree. I was hoping to at least see N'Keal Harry. I was kind of excited to see what he has with all that hype, and he ended up being injured. And then without Addison there, it was like, who else would you really want to watch on that offense? Right. And it was kind of like maybe Jaren Hall and then Ty Chandler again, which, Chandler still looked good. I mean, he didn't have a lot of openings. He looked pretty solid for like the position he was in, but it wasn't the same game he had the first week. So it wasn't anything too special overall.
And there wasn't a lot of openings for a group we'll talk about later.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So let's go into our number 2 up, and that was special teams. We put this all in one group. I mean, you could have gave Greg Joseph his own 100%, but he was 3 for 3 on his kicks. He hasn't missed a single kick in these first 2 preseason games. We had what's his name? Ryan Wright? Ryan Wright with the most skillful punt in NFL history. Punts it 20 yards, has it come back and has it rolled back and hit the other player on the team, on their team or whatever, turnover. But hey, at the end of the day, whether that's an ugly punt or not, that is still a turnover on special teams. We got Najee Thompson stepping up, that cornerback that was actually on Rap, which is crazy because he was on Rap's podcast, and he seemed like he carried himself pretty well on there, but it was cool to see him go from Rap's podcast and then come in here in preseason and look really good as a gunner. So that's another big one. And then Dykes, the guy that we just picked up, we picked him up, and who did we drop in his place? Oh, the other kicker. So we're talking, right?
Yeah,
I believe so. So we dropped the only competition for Greg the Leg, and Dykes came in and had a couple really nice kick return, especially that very first one he had.
5 for 112 as long of 38. So yeah, I thought he looked pretty good.
Pretty good at kick returner. So, yeah. So special teams was good in this one, which is always good to see. There was a couple, they had a couple good kick returns and stuff. And then there was that this game when we had was that for week 1 or week 2 when it hit our guys' hands or whatever?
That was week 1.
Yeah, that was week 1. Okay.
Yeah, I thought overall special teams played really well this game. So
yeah. Number 2 down.
And as we talked about the offensive line, I mean, even with, and that's why I think Ty Chandler, you got to give him an up. And was he our last up? Foreshadowing here?
No, Ty Chandler. We didn't put him on our list.
We didn't. Yeah, because I mean, the yardage totals weren't great. What did he have? Let's see here. He had 11 carries for 24 yards, a long of 7. But I think a lot of that does go on the offensive line. But the good thing with Ty Chandler, of course, he is able to make something out of nothing a little bit better than Delvin Cook did in his later years here. But yeah, I mean, Mullins didn't have a ton of time. After that, Hall didn't have a lot of time. He's kind of running for his life. The running game didn't really open up enough holes. Penalties on the offensive line, especially Oli Udoh. It was really weird because Oli Udoh, obviously as a guard, He was never very good. But as a tackle last year, filling in for Brian O'Neill, he played relatively well, but now he's just kind of back to being meh again. Missing blocks, holding penalties, obvious holding penalties. Like, it's just ridiculous. Yeah, man. I mean, and I know people are poo-pooing on our offensive line anyway, like the interior. People are not happy with that whatsoever, but we better not hope that anybody in that starting five gets any major injuries. So,
yeah,
because it could be, I mean, it already might be a rough season on Kirk, but it could get even worse if we're left with any of these backups coming in.
And yeah, I agree with everything you said. And that's the thing with Oli, though. It's like, I don't think we'll cut him. It's not like there's really anybody that's better than him. That's the thing, is like our depth there is not looking pretty so far in preseason, which brings me to this one. What up, Stiff Richards, by the way, even though I have to say this, because I'm sorry, but our defense is going to be unbearably bad this year. That's a fact. I feel like there's no way we can predict that from this preseason games. We haven't had any starters on the field at all yet. So I'm not going to say our defense is going to be bad, because we still are seeing the pressure. We are still seeing, especially in those first halves, our defenses have looked pretty good in the first half of these games. And then it's really in the second half when it's just our third stringers and stuff where things really fall apart. So, I mean, it's just at the end, it's no starters. So I don't think really this whole preseason game, all these preseason games, it really doesn't mean anything as far as what our outlook is going into the season, because we've only seen Ed Ingram as the only starter that's actually played any of these preseason games. So I'm hoping, like, when we have our full starters out there, I mean, we still have Danielle Hunter and Harrison Smith, and Byron Murphy's been looking like a stud. And even in this game, we didn't have a Caleb Evans or Blackman this time. So I think there's definitely a lot more to look forward than what we've seen in preseason as a whole for this whole team. I still wish we saw a little bit so we had some idea, but
yeah. Do you guys think if one of our O-line starter goes down, we make a drastic move to get someone in? I think we should make a drastic move to get somebody in anyway for depth and competition. But at this point, you really feel like it doesn't going to happen. I mean, or it's not going to happen. If they're going to make a signing, I think they would have done it already. Maybe they're waiting for roster cuts to see if anybody that they would like to add gets cut from a different roster. But for now, it really does feel like this is the group that we're kind of riding.
And you don't think, unless it's the season ending, you don't feel like they'll do it for tackles, because we have two studs, like two studs there. Who are you going to bring in? Where if it's a guard thing and we make a big move for a established guard or interior alignment at all, obviously they could take over for the future. But if we bring anyone in, their job's going to be on the line as soon as a guy like Darrisaw or O'Neill comes back.
For sure.
Again, everybody, another show, another Justin Jefferson rookie card. Hashtag Skull in the comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel. We only have a couple entries so far, I believe, and I'm going to run it no matter what. So,
yeah.
All right. So we got for our number one up, there's Sarah. I was just going to say, I'm like, hey, where's Sarah today? What up, Sarah? So backup tight ends. This is where we came down to in this game. This is how not very impressive this game was. It came down to our backup tight ends had the best game. Do you have the stats for that?
Yep. Nick Muse was 3 catches, 46 yards. Ben Sims was 2 catches, 38 yards. Colin Thompson, 2 catches, 31 yards. Yeah. And the funny thing is, like, we're hyping up how well the backup tight ends played. And there's a very good chance that none of these tight ends that played in this game make the roster.
Yeah, definitely a good chance. And I do like Muse. What up, School State of Mind? Hey, what's up, School State of Mind? Let's go.
But I feel Muse as a practice squad guy for injuries, because I really do feel like
he's definitely
TJ Oliver and Johnny Munt are all locks to make this team, especially since Johnny Munt hasn't suited up yet. I think it's kind of, basically guaranteed he's on the final 53. So
yeah, it's hard to imagine having a fourth tight end, especially with we're working on our 53-man roster prediction, and it's hard to see putting Muse on there. I feel like,
I mean, the only one I could see is if you decide to keep that Colin Thompson for his long snapping ability. If you decide to make, save hundreds of thousands by getting rid of DePaula, but I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, but they are looking good. This is we got our tight ends are absolutely stacked. There's no question about it. And our wide receivers and all that stuff is great. Nick Mullins, this dude was probably a quarterback one if he had only tight ends on the field, because that dude loves himself some tight ends.
I mean, and he did. 100% sure. I think a lot of his success in San Fran come from Kittle. I'm sure it did.
It could have. Honestly, it could have. That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance that someone else goes grab him. It's a chance. He's looked good, but he's still the fourth tight end on our team. I feel like there's a chance that we could get him on our practice squad. I'm hoping so. Anyways, I'm hoping so. So our number one down is our rush defense. Again, I want to say this again. No starters on our defense. Zero starters. And in the first half, Malik Willis wasn't doing nearly as much, but that second half was absolutely ridiculous. Pretty much after Spears got that touchdown when Cine missed that tackle, their rush game came to another level on us. It's crazy.
I mean, overall, them as a team, 40 carries, 281 yards. Chestnut had 98 yards, and Malik Willis had 91. So, yeah, I mean, Tyjae Spears, 57, 33 of them came on the touchdown run.
Yeah.
Like, it was not pretty. That run defense was atrocious. I know, like you said, no starters were in there. Hopefully with, a guy like Kairos Tonga eating up a little more room.
It was.
Hopefully it helps some of the other guys on that defensive line as well. Better linebackers in there. But overall, yeesh. I mean, you never want to see 281 yards put up against you. And
no, even in preseason. But at the end of the day, it was third stringers. That's the thing. Right. That's what's so hard. It's like it's hard to just decide how we look.
Well, I guess
because we like the scheme. Like the scheme has looked good, especially in the beginning of these games with Flores. It's like I believe in that scheme. The thing that annoys me is I don't care which defensive coordinator we have, which coach we have. Running quarterbacks are always going to be our Achilles heels forever.
They have been for as long as I can remember.
Me too. I hate going up against running quarterbacks.
Running quarterbacks and backup quarterbacks.
Yeah, for whatever reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
Brandon Rush, right? That's his name.
Yeah,
Brandon Rush. Make him look like fucking Hall of Famer.
Right.
But yeah, that's our list for that. So that's what we did on Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
But we got a little season. This one was a little bit smoother.
Yeah. Now, next Bleacher Report stream is going to be a 53-man roster prediction, which coming. Speaking of that, anybody in the chat have any surprise cuts that you see coming?
I know we see a lot of Udo cuts. I just don't see it happening because no one unless we were able to go grab somebody. It'll be interesting to see what happens during waiver period after the 50, because I feel like we're going to make some moves in that area
for sure.
So that will be interesting. That'll be interesting. But right now, I don't see Udo getting cut. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about guys like Jay Ward? Hit take. Whoa, hot take. Scene gets cut. I don't see that.
Nah.
First round pick. Kofi, that is a hot take.
Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it.
Hey, Kofi.
You think
there's a lot of people think
that's an interesting one. That's an interesting one.
I think he's not. Mostly because obviously second round pick. I don't know if there's anybody
Ward makes the roster.
Okay. See if Jay Ward makes the roster, then I would say maybe Andrew Booth doesn't. I could see that.
Okay. Can I ask you, Scolger Soup / Clippy Clips? What is it about? Like, what is it about Scene that you're just not high on? Like, and I'm not like, I understand everybody has their own opinions, but I personally think that he's shown growth since, he came back from the ankle injury. Week 1, as I said multiple times, he got to the spot. He just didn't finish. And this game, he took the next step by getting to the spot and finishing aside from the touchdown. But I'm just curious, like, what is it with people that just don't like Lewis Scene about what it is, like what the issue is?
I would say so far in the first 2, I would say I still would like to see bigger hits out of him.
Missing tackles seems to have a low off where he needs to be during the plays, but he made it. He gets on the spot.
He is all. That's
the thing. Yeah, he has to. But so far he's in the 2 preseason games we've seen him in. He's made that adjustment from not tackling to tackling. And I think in college he just could throw his body around.
He had a couple sound.
Where now tackles.
He led the game in tackles. That preseason,
and he made some big ones.
I felt like he made some.
One, of course,
he's missing tackles, but he is making tackles. That's the thing with him, is like he's always by the ball. So it's like you're seeing some missed tackles, but the thing is you're seeing him near the ball every time.
And let's be real, he's not a corner. Like he's not supposed to be like covering.
Yeah, and Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I
would have to agree. I'd have to agree, though. There is a little bit of his coverage is somewhat suspect. As far as I think that's a good point. As far as maybe low IQ, maybe he's just he does seem to be out of position sometimes in coverage. Like we even seen it with when at the Addison toe drag in the back of the end zone, that first one that went viral on Scene, and Scene was kind of just like didn't realize where Addison was. So I do think that is a fair point on Scene. But as far as like this guy has some stuff that you can't teach, and he is by the ball all the time. Like the only reason why you're even seeing a missed tackle from him is just because he's always there. He's literally always there. He's so fast. And I just think you have too much he still has way too much upside where, I mean, if he gets that together, he basically, it's his rookie year pretty much. So
right.
I don't know.
We'll see.
So we'll see. I don't think he's definitely not going to get cut. There's no way he can't go. You can't go.
And
cut
I just think
Scene
he's got
and
one
Andrew
more
Booth.
year of learning under Harrison Smith, like, and actually getting on the field, playing, and then having to go back to Harrison Smith, being like, "What did you see here? How could I improve?" And I think that'll.
Andrew Booth is a fair one. I still don't think he will. None of these other cornerbacks. We need depth at cornerbacks unless you go find one during the waiver period and you're like, all right, this guy's gonna be better than Andrew Booth.
That's a fair point.
Because of how, I think it's too early. There's gonna be guys that you're gonna hold on. I mean, that's a Kwesi pick. If I'm Kwesi and I'm in his head, I mean, maybe he should make those hard decisions, but at the same time, he's a second round pick. He still has this potential. We didn't see enough of it yet. We still need to see a lot more from him for sure. But I just don't think I don't think there's someone obvious on the roster that's just way better than him, and you should keep them instead. So my guess is we still see him.
Here's a spicy one: Vikings cut or trade Mullins. I don't think so. I just don't think we've seen enough from Jaren Hall to feel comfortable getting rid of Mullins. And plus, Kirk does like those backup quarterbacks that can be kind of like an extra coach, like help him kind of diagnose what happened on certain plays. So I don't see it, but it'd be interesting. And again, we did talk about surprise cuts, so that would be surprising. Dwayne McBride, that one is also, I mean, he hasn't shown a lot, but also we know that he has the potential. So that is an interesting one. I wouldn't be like, he's on my bubble right now. That's for sure.
I would say the same thing. We have not seen enough from him, and I felt pretty high on him after the draft and stuff, but he has not lived up to it. He had that one touchdown, but nothing crazy. He's Ty Chandler as a rookie came in and looked like a stud, and he comes back in this preseason and also looking really good so far. So I don't think it does make an interesting thing. And like I said, like as we've been doing these 53-man rosters ourselves, I don't know if there's going to be enough space for McBride on these.
Right. I see us having 6 cornerbacks on the roster. 6 right now, playing better than Booth, including Najee Thompson on special teams. I agree with that.
Definitely Najee.
Yeah,
there are 6 cornerbacks on the roster. There are 6 right now playing. It's hard to say. I don't know. Are the other cornerbacks? I mean, they weren't doing very well either. I didn't think.
Right. I mean, because
Jawan
look at
Thompson,
Murphy,
solid.
I mean, you got Murphy, you got Caleb Evans, you got Blackman. Who else are we looking at corner?
There's
one I'm missing.
What's his name?
We just looked at these. I should
Theo
know.
Jackson. Oh no, that's safety. That's safety. Let me see here. So we got Tay Gowen, and CJ Colder Jr. You got Kalen Barnes, Jalen Williams, and then Najee Thompson. That's what I'm saying. Like those guys didn't like impress me. I didn't see them be like, oh, I think they're going to be better than Andrew Booth. So I'm like, I'm going to take my bet on a 2nd round pick from last year. Then
Juwan Williams. We forgot about Juwan Williams.
And I said Juwan Williams. Juwan Williams, I think, will make the team. I think Juwan Williams has looked better than Andrew Booth. I don't think Andrew Booth has really looked that good, but I don't think any of these other guys have looked that good. I mean, in the second half, these 3rd string guys and 4th string guys have been getting beat up. I mean, that's when the game gets out of hand in both preseason games.
B-Flow will keep 5 safeties, so you're thinking probably Smith, Bynum, Metellus, Scene, and Jay Ward, probably.
And Jay Ward.
Because then you can also Jay Ward, you can figure him in at corner as well. kind of like because he's like they're thinking about him maybe being a slot guy down the road.
And I could see it. So that brings me to another guy that I want to talk about because obviously we know Ivan Pace Jr. is that guy. He's we already know he's not gonna make the team. There's a chance he comes in and I don't know, start, but
if you believe the rumors that he's moved past Asamoah on the depth chart.
Yeah, I don't know. Obviously, we just have Asamoah has been injured or whatever's going on with him because no one wants to tell us about any of the injuries that's going on with any of these players, which is Jalen Naylor, for instance. Like, what's going on with him? We don't know. What's going on with Keenan? Who knows? But how about that quarterback we've just signed? Also want to see Hall play with the second team. That's what I'm saying. So that quarterback he was he XFL MVP or the top quarterback in the XFL?
I thought something like that.
I mean, the guy has potential. Obviously, he's already tried making it to the NFL and went to the XFL, and he's really journeyman. Obviously, we see it with Kurt Warner, but I mean, how many of those are there going to be? Who knows? There's only been one so far, so we'll see on that. I do think. I mean, you have Hall. He's 5th round rookie. You probably are banking on him more, but at this point, I don't know if we do see Hall stay on this roster, on this 53 roster, though I do want to see Hall with the second team. He is playing with the third team and behind this really bad third team offensive line. So yeah, we'll see. Jay Ward makes it and becomes a 6th cornerback and 5th safety. I think that's a fair play. So I think there's a world where Andrew Booth Jr. could get cut and Jay Ward, they decide to keep him. But that's another thing. The first time XFL was St. Louis quarterback went to Ole Miss. The first time in X was St. Louis quarterback to Ole Miss. Okay. One thing I did, so I wanted to bring up Andre Carter. Where is everybody at with him? Because obviously he was a guy that was supposed to go draft early, even though we picked Ivan Pace as an undrafted free agent as well. Andre Carter, outside of our groups, the Purple Gang in general with Ivan Pace Jr., all the other Viking fan, everyone else was talking about Andre Carter. He got the highest undrafted free agent contract in NFL history. So you think we don't take a chance on his potential? Because he's another guy that didn't get, he just started playing on the team because he had an injury thing going on at the beginning of August. So really he hasn't had a chance to do a lot, but so far in these 2 preseason games, there's one play last game where he kind of stuck out, but other than that, he hasn't really stuck out yet. So he might have to be a guy that goes on the practice squad. What up, my worthless opinion?
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Best. It'll be interesting, but also with the athletic upside.
Yeah.
Is another team going to try to snipe?
I think 100. I bet you any money someone's going to grab Andre Carter. I would not be surprised at all if someone takes a chance on Andre Carter. So that's the thing. If you put him on practice squad, I don't think he makes it. I don't think
he'll get wiped off waivers before.
Probably
get him there.
That's my guess, anyways. But yeah, he definitely needs more reps. Andre, if they put him on practice squad, some team will take him. Yeah.
Well, because he could be.
That's what I'm saying.
He could be one of the players they'd protect.
That's what I'm saying. Andre Carter he's a guy that has very high upside, and he needs to put muscle on it. That's the thing. It's like some of these players, you based on their potential, you might want to keep them around just because of that. Otherwise, some other team's going to do it. They're going to jack him up, and this dude's going to end up being a stud. And that's a reason why I'm not, even though what we've seen out of him hasn't been super impressive yet. If you snipe, don't you have to put him?
If another team takes him,
you have to put him on a 53.
Yep.
But I just think he has that kind of potential where a team might do that if they have an extra spot.
Right.
I mean, it's one of those, unless someone like not a lot of rookies that even get drafted don't make the team very often, Yeah. How often do we see a guy who we draft and we just he doesn't make the team at all? Not very often. And that's why with Jay Ward, it would be pretty surprising, honestly, even if he was to get cut, just because we picked him in the 3rd round, correct? Or 3rd or 4th round? 3rd or 4th round. So
yeah,
I don't know if we see that. Even like KJ Osborne, we never cut him. We made sure to keep him around, obvious reasons. Jalen Naylor, probably obvious reasons, but you kind of keep those.
I think that KJ was much closer to a cut than people thought. Like, I think after that first season, it was show us something on offense or you're gone. And he did. Great for him. He stepped it up and he's carried that through ever since. But
if we kept, I do think we're going to keep him. I do think we keep him.
If we keep him, we're keeping Carter.
Yeah.
Because that's a good point. They both are, athletic and got high motors. So
yeah,
what you want to see?
See, I wouldn't be surprised. I think Carter makes it over Tom. I can never say his name, but
they're different positions though, so you got to factor that in as well.
Yeah. But I think they're both would be extreme depth they'd be pretty deep depth for both. They'd be the last ones for both positions. So they're depth pieces at that point.
Right. Well,
so I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly,
I think Automayo is going to get some reps this year, mainly because we don't have a lot of depth. He looks pretty good.
How about N'Keal Harry?
I think he makes
it. Kine needs to stay gone. I'm still on the Kine thing. I think he's gonna.
I think that's Kwenkwu.
Oh shoot! Never mind. Wrong name. Yeah. He's injured, right?
Yeah. I mean, they waived him with an injury designation. I think. I don't know. I think there's still. I guess I'm not 100% sure how it works, because if you look him up, he is a free agent right now.
Yeah.
But I think if he does make it through the waiver system, then he does revert to our injured reserve.
Yeah. So he could get picked up right now. Yeah, he's not making he obviously isn't making our 53.
But I think Harry makes the team, personally.
That's what I think. I mean, all this hype that's coming out of training camp, and he's the big receiver that we actually don't have. Like, we don't have a big receiver. We have JJ, who is probably our biggest receiver. Okay, KJ is kind of big. But not like N'Keal.
What's KJ, 6'2"?
Something like that. He's just bulky. How much does he weigh? He's got to weigh like 2 something. He's a good size. Ivan Pace is a shit. Ivan Pace, that's a guy. That's crazy. I see Harry like a receiver tight end hybrid. Yeah.
Like
man. I was disappointed that he didn't play, because I was like, with Addison gone, I was like, we kind of know what Rager is, even Powell a little bit. I was hoping we'd see Harry, since he had all this hype. Harry can block too, so yeah, I would not be surprised. I'm putting Harry on our make it.
I would
for this 53-man roster, even though right now he's considered like the 9th receiver on our depth chart or something like that.
Yeah.
The quarterback took Weaver's spot. Jordan to Amu was the play for him. Wait, Jordan.
What's the plan?
What's the plan for him?
I don't know. It's another young arm you can bring in and see what they can do.
I think you're going to see this last preseason
practice squad worst case scenario, or I don't know.
This last preseason game, I wouldn't be surprised if you almost see just Jaren Hall and Jordan.
I could see it.
I think that's kind of what it would be, and then they might have to make a decision. If Jordan comes in and plays extremely well and Jaren Hall struggles a little bit, you might see. I'm assuming he has to play the next. I don't understand the move if he doesn't play. Maybe
it is just a guy you bring in so that you don't need to play Mullins.
Yeah, and it could just be that simple.
Mm-hmm.
It could be that simple. So we'll see. I'm hoping he does. I'm kind of hoping that we just see Jaren Hall in with the second team, just to give him actual chance.
Right.
But it'll be interesting. It's going to probably be another pretty eventful, not an eventful game. Did I see somewhere that Aaron Rodgers is going to get some play time?
Yep.
See, just get Kirk Cousins out there for one drive.
They won't.
I don't like it. I don't know. I know we disagree with the whole preseason if starters should play or whatever, but I just think it's good to get your team, at least it could be a confidence builder, gets an idea of what everything looks like together. Like, I just think you should have your starters play at least something, but whatever.
I mean, they didn't do it last year. I really think that O'Connell just brings us all in from the McVay coaching tree, because does McVay play his starters in preseason?
We could look. Not that I know. He definitely didn't play Stafford. I didn't hear nothing about Stafford.
This last game.
Yeah, and Mahomes played in 2 preseason games already. He played for a whole entire quarter in the very first one.
No, why not? The only wide receiver.
Had some really good exactly, Skull Mafia.
The only wide receiver that played, the only starter that played was Quentin Johnson. But that's because he's a rookie for the Rams. So, like, where people want to be like, the Chiefs played their starters. Well, McVay or Kevin O'Connell isn't from the Andy Reid coaching tree. He came a direct tree from Sean McVay. And if McVay doesn't play starters, because like
Allen played
he talks all the time about how much of an influence McVay had on him.
Yeah, still, I think they should. I mean, McVay's a good coach, but so is Andy Reid. So I'm like, I don't know. I think they should get something. It'd be nice to, obviously, from a fan perspective, you can actually see what this team, like, we literally don't know. Like, that's why we can't say anything about this preseason. We can't say anything about our team at all, other than that our depth isn't looking great. We just don't want anybody to get hurt because we're afraid of our depth. That's all.
So that's exactly okay. So you're afraid of the depth. So you want the starters to go in and risk injury. So we have to see that depth sooner.
No, I want to make sure we know what those look like, just in case you got to go make some moves. What if we had our first offensive line out there and then the interior gets destroyed? I think you're seeing Kwesi a little bit more. I think
practices.
I don't think it's all about. It's practice. It's practice. It's not a game. There's a massive difference between playing joint practices and playing in an actual game. So realistically, I'm still on team. I want at least one drive. Give me one drive. See what we have. I want to see what it's our defense. It's all even on defense. Like, get one drive with decent amount of starters in there, because you have a whole new defensive scheme. It's probably a good idea to get those guys in some real playing time in that scheme, whatever. Anyways, realistically, who's your surprise cuts?
I would say Andrew Booth. I don't think he's gonna, but that'd be a surprise cut for me.
That would be a surprise.
I would be surprised, but like my cut that's gonna surprise other people. I don't Jalen Naylor, because he's hurt. Then he'll end up on the injury reserve.
Dang. If he ended up on injury return, I don't think he gets cut, though. I think if he got cut, would he have to go through the waivers and then into injury?
Yes. Yep.
I just don't see that happening. I don't think we'd take a chance on Jalen Naylor. I think Jalen Naylor is extremely talented. There's no question a team's going to go pick him up unless his injury is bad. Speedy Naylor returned today. Ooh. Yeah, we can't get rid of Naylor. I can't do it. I would say.
And Osmo came back.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I got to say, man, Andrew Booth would be surprising.
Cool.
I don't know. I don't think there's going to be Jaren Hall. I don't think that's even that surprising. I think most people expected Jaren Hall to not be sent to the practice squad. He might get picked up if we do cut him, though. Surprise cut for me would be Hicks. See,
surprising. I mean,
Jordan Hicks.
I would be shocked. Yeah,
I would be definitely shocked. Mm-hmm. The only thing with those is all the players that didn't see any playing time in preseason. It just wouldn't make any sense for those guys to get cut to me.
I mean, maybe if Nick Muse comes out and plays well again.
Zoe, what up, dude?
Maybe Johnny Munt could be a surprise cut.
I think Johnny Munt could be a surprise cut. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like CJ maybe we like Muse better. No.
I'm kidding. Yeah, Kenne's my surprise cut.
That's fair. Mm-hmm. I think he's going to make the team, though. I don't know. I think Andrew Booth would be the surprising cut, but I don't think he'd get cut. I don't think he's getting cut either. I don't think there is going to be a surprise cut.
There doesn't have to be, honestly.
What's that?
There doesn't have to be a surprise cut.
I don't think there's going to be. I honestly think it's going to be not very. I could see that maybe, like Muse and cut Johnny. I could maybe see that. But it just seems weird that you don't play these players at all, because it just feels like their job is safe if you don't play
right.
them.
Yeah.
So that's why it's like none of these guys that barely got it. I think Johnny Munt played a little bit in that first preseason game, didn't he? Yeah, he probably did, because even Josh Oliver got some playing time in that game. McBride can sit his ass down. I think McBride gets cut. Maybe that's a surprise cut. That'd be my surprise cut is McBride. That's it.
We're just picking different running backs.
Yeah. Yeah, McBride, that's my surprise cut. That's what I'm going with. I'd keep Muse. He's been good so far. Chris Reed, he's injured. I think he will get cut at this point.
Yeah.
We had him in our 53-man roster making it just for his experience, but at the same time, if he's injured, I don't think he's doing enough for himself or has done enough for himself to stay on a roster as an injured player.
Not Munt. We need him for jet sweeps.
They're not cutting Booth. He was 2nd round pick. They traded up for. Yeah, I can't imagine I would be very surprised if we cut Andrew Booth. I think that's why I'm like this 53-man roster. I think is going to be pretty straightforward, but we'll see. Not Munt. We need him for jet. Yeah, we need him for all, and we need him for the tight end screens, of course.
But yeah, Munt and him and Kevin. He knows that Kevin O'Connell offense well. So
yeah, I don't see him getting cut. It would be surprised if we went. It would be definitely a surprise. Cutting Booth won't surprise me a bit. Dude has been hurt and plays garbage. I think it would still be a 2nd round pick. This dude had tons of potential. 5-star recruit out of high school.
Yeah.
I think you after this season, I think it's already to the point where if he doesn't show up after this season, but I can't imagine. I'd be surprised. It's not impossible. Because the reality is when we did our when we're going through this 53-man roster prediction, it was really weird. It was hard to find where Jay Ward would fit with this. And I'd be surprised if we cut Jay Ward because we just drafted him in like the 4th round. So there's going to be some sort of surprise, I think, to some extent.
McBride.
Yeah, I think McBride.
Najee for sure. I mean, and here's the thing.
People,
people say, why spend a roster spot on a special teams guy? I mean, Matthew Slater of the Patriots made a career out of special teams. You need good special teams players.
Yeah, dude, that's huge. A gunner on punts, like that's killer. I mean, I think he'll definitely make the team. If he didn't, would I be extremely surprised? Maybe not, just because you might feel like you have bigger holes to fill. But at the same time, man, what he showed in preseason, he looked like it's preseason, but you're against special teams. I want to say like he looked like an exceptionally good at that position. He was almost dominant in some of his plays there. Booth a bust. He could be a bust. Still don't think we cut him though. Remember last year when everyone said CJ Ham was on his way out? I didn't. I never said that shit. You know, I didn't. I know that was crazy. People were saying it, and we definitely were like, "There's no way he's getting cut." They want to need to cut Booth if they would make the GM look bad if they cut him. You're not wrong, though. You're not wrong. Clemson players do not work out well for the Vikings. Who else do we have? Clemson.
To be fair, okay, this one. To be fair, Curse I think would have been. I actually really liked Curse. Yeah. Just him and Zimmer didn't get along. I personally think he'd have stayed here and played well if him and Zimmer never really had that. If he never got into the Zimmer doghouse. Like I actually thought he played pretty well. And now he's playing decently for other teams as well.
For is he still for Cowboys?
I don't know. I don't know who he's playing for right now.
Wish he would have turned into a monster as a corner. He can hit. Are you talking about Andrew Booth? I hope so, man. I hope so. Or a thumper safety in the box with Jay Ward. AJ, is that who you're talking about? Mackenzie Alexander. Mackenzie Alexander. Yeah, he was. What up, Blaze? What up, Blaze? Made it in.
It was actually pretty solid in his first stint here. Then we brought him back, and he wasn't very good. But
I wouldn't be mad if Booth gets cut. I wouldn't be mad. I would feel surprised. Like, oh, dang, you guys. I think he gets picked up, though. I think someone else takes a chance on him. Like we tried with that slow slender man curse. Nah, Ham gonna retire Viking. Let's go. Yeah, he is. Actually, I have a CJ Ham rookie card somewhere around here. I don't know. I have to go look for it if I'm gonna give it away. Thompson deserves to be on the team. No way, dude gets cut if healthy. I hope they get him to play some cornerbacks. It'll be interesting to see him doing that. I liked him too. Mackenzie Alexander was Clemson Tiger. We better win week 3.
I'm calling it now. Kevin O'Connell will never win a preseason game in his career.
Well, because he doesn't play any starters.
He's going to be too busy winning in the regular season to win a preseason game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he was our slot, hopefully, for a bit until him and who was that? Trey Waynes or Xavier Rose got torched by the Cowboys that one year. Yeah.
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 Remember 27 Xavier Rhodes has had such a short peak from like late 2016 through 2017,
and he was like elite. He was top five cornerback for like 2 years. Yeah. That was crazy.
And then he just completely tanked. Like sad.
Yeah,
sad day.
Yep, we can't just get our cornerback. Hopefully Byron Murphy's that guy. Hopefully Byron Murphy's that guy, because otherwise we have not done well with our cornerbacks at all. That's why that's why
I think Caleb Evans has promise.
I think I don't know. I'm not convinced. There's nothing that shows me I'm convinced by Caleb Evans yet. I don't even think he looked all right in that first preseason game, but it wasn't anything. I think I like Black at this point. I feel like I like Blackman's upside more than a Caleb Evans. I think I do. There's a hot take potentially. I think I wouldn't be surprised if Blackman unseats a Caleb Evans at some point in the season. There's a hot take for everybody.
Maybe.
I think he looks good in coverage. I think
their plan is to play him in different positions as of right now.
Yeah, I mean, who knows what that defense is going to look like? Yeah, dude, I think Blackman, he's sticky, man. He needs to be careful with his hands, and he allowed that one touchdown in the first preseason. But
do we want to look at Will Raggett's 53-man roster predictions since we're here?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what Will Raggett's is. Let's see if we agree with what Will Raggett's did.
Will Raggett's out of Sports Illustrated.
Let's go, Justin. So I guess it's not as hot take as I thought.
All right, so quarterbacks. So he's got 3 making the roster. He's got Kirk, Mullins, and Jaron Hall.
Dang, he did make Jaron Hall make it, huh?
That's interesting. Running backs, Madison, CJ Ham, Ty Chandler, Aaron Dykes. So he's got McBride and Smith out, and Nwangu going to IR, which if you're going to keep Dykes, I definitely see Nwangu at least going to injury reserve. Dykes looked good in his kick returning option or ops last game.
Yeah.
Had a couple of nice runs, but interesting.
Interesting.
I think that's fair, though. I think that's fair.
Well, especially because, you'd be able to use him as kick return, like you said.
Yeah. Wide receivers. Ooh, he's got Rager and okay. So JJ, KJ, Addison, Naylor, Brandon Powell, and Tristan Jackson out. Jalen Rager, N'Keal Harry, Thomas Prohl, Jackson Copeland. Does it say anything there about?
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing with
Rager, Harry on the roster, but I don't see how it happens. These two, okay.
Well, that's the thing with Jalen Rager and Powell. It just feels like they bring a similar thing to the table. So it almost always has felt like it's going to be one or the other.
Right.
But at the same time, they both look good in that first preseason game compared to some of these other wide receivers. Tristan Jackson does look pretty good. So I wouldn't be super surprised, but I think it would be, if Rager ends up getting cut, it would be somewhat a surprise. I do believe at this point, but we'll see.
Sure. Tight ends, he has Hawkinson, Josh Oliver, and Johnny Munt, which is fair. I think
he put Munt in there.
Johnny Munt, who Kevin O'Connell said called the 3rd best tight end in the NFL, isn't getting cut. Bold take there, KOC. Bold take.
What did he say?
Called Johnny Munt the 3rd best tight end in the NFL.
Just because he's the 3rd tight end on our team, baby. We got 1, 2, and 3.
All right, offensive line. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So, we did IR Chris.
Exactly.
We got Darisaw, Cleveland, Bradbury, Ingram, O'Neal, Brandel, Vidarian, Lowe, Schlottman, and Oli Udo. I think you and I were pretty similar.
Christian Darisaw, Cleveland, Bradbury.
So we had Lowe off, but
like Bradbury, Vidarian, Lowe, Osterman, Oli Udo. Yeah. See, it's like, what do you do? There's not really any supplanting type of player. No one looked great on the offensive line.
Right.
During preseason.
Now we move on to the defense.
IR, he put Chris Reed.
Defensive linemen: Harrison Phillips, Dean Lowry, Tonga, Bullard, Jaquelin Roy. Ooh, he's got Automable getting cut. Interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I bet you how much you want to bet he has Andre Carter on this
for cut.
No, for making the roster.
Probably. That's interesting. I don't know if they'd give up on Automeo after 1 year, especially since he did show some flashes last year. Everybody else in the cuts, though, I definitely agree with.
Yeah, I like him. I do like him. I want him to make the team. It really just comes down to who's the best. Is he better than the 52nd guy?
And not just because he's a former Gopher.
Yeah, nothing to do with that, of course.
Andre Carter is cut. Okay. Outside linebackers, kind of what we thought as well. Besides that, Hunter, Davenport, Pat Jones, Wanham, and Villain. So I think that's fair.
Yeah, we do still have to pay him. And we paid a 4th rounder for him, or a 5th rounder or whatever.
So an inside linebackers.
Skull for life. When I was at camp a few times, Rager looked good. I think it would be kind of a surprise. If I was going to make my guess, I think Rager ends up taking it over Powell if that had to be the choice. Though KOC did come out today and had some decent praise for him.
Hicks, Asamoah, Pace, Troy Dye as your inside linebackers. I think that's
like pretty standard. What we have too.
Safeties: Smith, Bynum, Metellus, Jay Ward. 5 safeties. Okay. Does he mention Ward being a potential cornerback play too? Not really.
Nickel guy.
Oh, Ward is versatile for a 4th round pick. So yeah, I think that's kind of what he's saying there.
Pretty much.
And then, as he said as well, Scene shows some encouraging flashes of progress this weekend. I agree. If you guys couldn't tell, Lewis Scene, and Greg Joseph are my 2 guys this year. Those are 2 guys I am all in on.
Casey is definitely Lewis Scene for sure.
Cornerbacks: Byron Murphy Jr., Caleb Evans, Mekhi Blackman, Juwan Williams, Andrew Booth, and Najee Thompson. Okay.
All right, we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So they're keeping Andre Booth. They are cutting, or he is cutting Andre Carter though. Which that's the thing is, like, I think in this scenario, I like a lot of his stuff, but I don't know. I guess, do you think Jaron Hall gets swooped up if we bring him to the practice squad?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he's shown enough.
I think Andre Carter could, though. I don't know.
Yeah, he could for sure. So Murphy. So he's got Evans and Blackman are going to be it's going to be starting corners. I read the starting corners. What are you talking about? But I get it.
Oh, yeah.
And then obviously, Joseph, Ryan Wright, Andrew DePaula.
Kick returner, Dykes.
So he's kind of got the same thing. He's got Dykes only if.
So he has Keeney for sure. So he had Naylor on here is not IR then. Right.
Yeah. Because he did come back to practice today. So
so
that's good to know. That's actually really good to know for finishing.
Yeah, we need that because I didn't want to go into our Bleacher Report thing tomorrow and say that Naylor's on IR.
Is it tomorrow or is it Wednesday?
Or Wednesday. I mean, Wednesday. Bleacher Report Wednesday. I think it's at 5 p.m. or 4 Central or 5 Central. I don't remember.
I think it's. I remember. I'm gonna have to run home after work though.
I know it. I'm at the point where I'm looking at other rosters to see. Yeah, that's a good point. It'll be interesting to see what the waivers look like and what we end up doing with that. I wouldn't be surprised if we make a move. Yeah, actually, again, everybody in here, Justin Jefferson rookie card. Hashtags go in the comments. Like the video. That's what we're really asking. Like the video. But hashtag Skull, your chance to win this Justin Jefferson card. Skull Mafia is on an absolute heater right now. So, and you have to be here to win. You got to be here to win. That's another thing. I'll run through these 10 times, so I have to get our winner.
Which, by the way, random thought. I don't know why I thought this was on Twitter and I saw some pop up. What's his Aiden O'Connell out of Purdue?
Yeah,
has been playing really well.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
I mean, like you say, he's kind of a statuesque quarterback,
right? But, I mean, they got Garoppolo. Garoppolo's not too big, not much different. He doesn't do a lot of running or anything.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. That situation is interesting because there's Garoppolo's just nothing. We know what Garoppolo is, and it's a managing quarterback for sure. It's like Kirk Cousins, but way less. No, Sarah. Sarah was in here, but I don't know if I haven't heard from Sarah in a while, so she could have dipped out.
Looking like the best quarterback that was drafted. Honestly, so far he is. I mean,
dude, that's crazy. I know that'd be crazy, and he could honestly take that job over. That's what I'm saying. Like he was put into the perfect situation for him. Aiden Connell sitting back there all comfortable. I know it's annoying. Oh, Sarah is here. Oh, y'all screwed.
She's like what do his stats look like so far this year?
Yeah, look, bring him up. I don't even care how good he is, but I did not want a statue quarterback. I'm sorry.
Last game, 11 of 18, 163, 2 touchdowns. So far, 304 yards and 3 touchdowns in his 2 games.
Dang. I mean, even Tanner McKee has looked pretty solid so far.
With that weird delivery.
Oh, yeah, DTR too. DTR is looking nice too. Yep, DTR is looking nice. I would say Rich Gang has looked solid so far.
I guess I haven't watched enough of his highlights to really
that first interception he had was ugly. Other than that, he hasn't been too bad. Shroud has not looked good. No, Shroud has looked the worst.
Imagine that when Shroud isn't throwing to 3 first-round pick wide receivers. He doesn't look that great.
Hey, let's go. We found my brother. He went fishing and was off the grid. Thanks for the thoughts and prayers. Let's go, Sarah. That's awesome.
Give him a little slap in the face, like tell people next time.
Yeah.
I didn't take him in Dynasty, but I took him in a league, my work league. But which, by the way, Jamie, Yahoo gave me a D- for that draft.
Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about.
No.
Yeah, I got Rich Gang too in my league.
Quarterback from
picked them.
Fresno. Was that Clayton Tune? No. Was it Clayton Tune? The Fresno quarterback?
It might be. They gave you a D-.
Oh, Jake Hayner.
Oh, Hayner.
Yeah, they gave me a D-. They
don't know what they're talking about.
No.
It's probably because you have, I don't even know. It's probably because you took chances on all these rookies. And then Jonathan Taylor's up in the air. Yeah. Good Sarah. Scary situation. For sure. No, that's huge. I'm definitely happy to hear that. Yeah, I don't know. I think like no matter what, as long as Richardson starts every game this year, he should be a fantasy star because even if he doesn't throw, he doesn't even have to throw much. Just from on the ground is so valuable in fantasy for quarterbacks.
For sure.
You're going to have to catch an Apple AirPod.
Well, what else we got? Anything else? Or should we go through the giveaway?
Yeah, let's do this giveaway. Yeah, I mean, as far as this week for us, we have Wednesday. We are going live doing our 53 roster prediction for Bleacher Report. We'll probably post that on our channel as well afterwards. So, I mean, if you guys can make it, great. If not, you can go find it on Bleacher Report or you can find it on our channel. Later that day, we're also going live. We're going to have JJ Vikings on Minnesota's on the Skull Experience with Dave from Minnesota Sports Talk. So we'll have JJ Vikings on. This will be the first time we've had him on, so that'll be cool. And then Thursday, our sport betting show. Actually, yeah, I want to say this. Our sport betting show on Thursday on Purple and Scold Media, we have our live draft. So we have our real live draft that we paid $50 for, and we need y'all in there to help us pick our team, because if any money that we win from this, we'll go to a giveaway. So definitely do that. On Thursday. And then again, we'll be on Bleacher Report Saturday after that preseason game. So we got a busy week ahead of us.
And then the next week I buy a house and move. Well, not really move, but I buy a house. So
Casey buys a house and then a week off, and then the week after that it's getting ready for Skull Fest and Vikings home opener, and we are ready. So everybody in here, one last time, Justin Jefferson rookie card giveaway. Hashtag Skull in the comments. Like the video if you haven't already. We'll run this any minute now here. So, Scoldger Soup, are you pumped for CSGO 2 or what? I'm pumped. Terrible, but...
One thing I'm not excited for is Call of Duty Modern Warfare add-on.
Yeah. I heard they're doing a lot of MW2 stuff with that or something.
I don't know.
Someone said.
It's a joke.
Let's go. Are you going to be at Skullfest? Scoldger, are you going to be at Skullfest? I hope so. I don't play COD anymore. I can't do it. Yeah, it comes out too often.
And it just sucks.
CSGO 2 is going to be crazy. Starfield?
Ooh, yeah. Starfield's going to be on Game Pass, so I'll get it for $15 a month or whatever.
Let's go. Let's go. AJ, you are coming. Yes, let's go. Oh, let's go. Let's go. That's what we're talking about. We're going to get Skull TY there. What? Next year, Skull TY? Definitely next year. Will you be asked? Yeah, he said he was. David, are you going to be there? Dude, this shit's going to be fucking sweet. I'm so pumped. All right, we're going to run here. We have 9 people in here. I lost one. So, hey, someone who wins this is in here. All right, running this. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Who we got here? Who we got? We got boom, 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 boom. Skull for life.
There you go.
Skull for life. Let's go. I know you're here. Skull Fest going to be so much fun, dude. I can't wait. It's my B-Day present. Let's go. Let's go, Skull TY. Let's go. This year's gonna be really good. I'm super pumped. Obviously, we're gonna have to figure this thing out on the fly a little bit. Barely any of us actually live there, but I'm telling, it's gonna be a great time. But I think next year, we're just gonna make it better every single year. I think it's gonna every single year, and it's gonna be more epic every single time. I'm pumped. I'm so pumped. It's gonna be sweet. Hey, what up, Paul?
Yo, Paul.
What up, Paul? What up, Paul? Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to meet everybody. It's going to be it's just interesting. You like do a podcast, meet people who are in the comments and stuff. Like we've met all you guys, talk to all you guys, even the other like Rap and Dave and Justin and SK and Yogi and all of them, like meeting them in person is just going to be such an interesting experience that I'm just can't wait for.
I wonder if Sosa's going to show up.
Yeah, and Rick Sosa. I'm just kidding. I don't know if he'll be at Skullfest. That'd be crazy.
I doubt it.
That'd be crazy.
Get booed out of the building.
But it would be interesting. Yeah, congrats, Skull for life. I'll hit you up on Facebook. I'll be probably in Florida at the time, but cheaper flights, I suppose. Yeah, probably. That's right. I keep forgetting that you're moving out to Florida. Gonna put faces to the YT names. Well, for us that don't be on a camera. Will for us. We will all know you guys that do the content, of course. Yeah, I know. That's what's going to be funny is I know some of these people who hit me up. I kind of know what they look like because of social media and stuff. Like they have like a picture on their profile and stuff like that. But a lot of people, it's going to be like, oh, you're Skull for life, or you're, well, Clippy Clips. That's going to throw everyone for a loop. Like, oh, I'm Scourger Soup, but now I'm Clippy Clips. AJ,
he's just got a complex, I guess. He's like one of those people, ego, and I think he just likes making people mad on Twitter so he can block them, which Elon's getting rid of, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. He's an interesting guy, but hey, it is what it is. He gets attention from whatever he's doing, you know. I'm gonna go by Scourger Soup at Skullfest. I'm more well known.
I don't want this to sound weird, so nobody take it the wrong way. But my thing is, I'm curious to see how old some of you people are because I just don't know. Like from the comments, you can't tell. Like Too Evil to Hope. I don't think he's in here right now. He's one of those people. I have no clue how old that guy is. If somebody told me he was in like his late 50s,
hey, I'm 6 foot. Thank you.
If someone told me he was like in his teens, I wouldn't be surprised either.
You will see me soon enough. 33. Okay. Yeah. We're 30. 30. What is it? 28? You're 28.
There yet.
We're 30 years old.
Have like 7 months. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm like 5'9". I'm like the shortest one in our podcast stuff. So if you look at me and think I'm gonna be tall, you're mistaken. Otherwise, I have nothing. Otherwise, I have nothing else to hide. Ooh, when did you? Oh yeah, on your birthday, I gave you cards. Okay. Skull TY 48. Okay. Let's go. Yeah, dude, I'm pumped. It's gonna be sweet. 6'2" for me. Dang. Lucky. Casey, what, you're 6'1"? Yeah. I know. I got screwed. I got absolutely screwed. It was messed up. Just that growth spurt just never came. Paul, you going, right? I believe you're out of Minneapolis, aren't you, Paul?
The Gopher State.
We all know who TY is, just looking for the tallest dude in the room. That's what I feel like. I wonder how tall SK is. For some reason, I feel like he might be tall. Maybe not. I don't know. Rap. You guys, what's your guys' prediction? How tall do you think Rap is?
Who was telling us that Rap is actually kind of short? Was that Dave?
Oh, I think dang it, Paul. No worries. Oh yeah. No, I think Dave and Rap were saying they're around the same height, or they thought they were taller than each other. And I think Dave says he's like 6 foot or 5'11", like, or something.
Rap, you think he's like 5'9" or 5'10"?
No, I bet you he's taller than me. I bet you I'm the shortest one in there. 4'2". I'm 4'2". Skull for life. You're actually 4'2".
Skull Mafia, Rap 5'11". Skull Mafia would know. I think Skull Mafia would know.
Rap 5'11". Justin, Rap 5'6". We're just making guesses on everybody's height. I'm short from my family. My bro is 6'4", and my nephew's 6'6". Dang.
Yeah, one of my nephews, he's got to be pushing 6'4" right now.
I don't even have any.
He's a monster.
I don't have anybody that's tall, really. My wife's dad and grandpa and stuff, they're around 6'4". So I'm just banking on that when we decide to have kids. I'm banking on that height because it ain't coming from my side of the family. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, both my nephews, one of them's 2, the other one's like 4 months old now. Kind of sounding like the 4-month-old is gonna end up being taller than the older brother. That's what my brother had too. I think my brother's like 5'10".
Yeah. Dang. So you got the height on him. Yeah. I'm still, the funny thing is I'm still like the tallest person in my immediate family, probably, that I can think of. Mm-hmm. I think so. My grandpa was taller than me, but so, I mean, it all depends on who you stand next to, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Which room you're in. In this room, I'm definitely going to be one of the shorter ones.
But anyway, this has gotten off the rails here. So I think that'll do it for us for tonight. As Jamie said, watch for us on Bleacher Report. We'll get the time out there eventually. Then Skull Experience with Dave as well as JJ Vikings. That'll be fun. And then we'll be on Purple and Scold on Thursday for spending more money. And be a busy week. So we will see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks for joining.
Skull Vikes. No problem. Clippy clips.